Hey, everybody. This is a message that's going out to all the anthropology graduate students here at Wayne State. Just also anybody who happens to be seeing this. I just want to acknowledge the strangeness of the times we're living in. If you'd asked me a week ago whether I would be sending out a video YouTube message to everybody, I would have said, "Of course not. Don't be silly." Just goes to show you. Um, Things are moving really fast, and that's scary. And I think it's important that we acknowledge that uncertainty and the speed at which things are changing is really tough on a lot of us. And so I think this is the first of what will probably be several videos over the next several weeks. We don't really know how long campus is going to be effectively closed for, but certainly for the rest of the semester, we're going to be doing our classes online and doing most of our stuff virtually through Zoom or Skype or email or Canvas or some other means. So that's just the reality we're living in. So I've decided that sending out these video messages is probably a good way to get things across. I know you guys get a lot of emails from me anyway in my capacity as graduate director, and I'm sure you read every last word of those in careful detail. I definitely don't have your finger on the delete key right away. But in any case, they're not very personal, and it seems like we're in a time where there's a need for some personal contact, even as we're engaged in some physical distance. Um, I want to start by, I guess, acknowledging too that everyone is affected by this, and of course, all of you are affected by the COVID-19 virus and the shutdown and everything that's come over the last couple of weeks. But also faculty and staff and our network of family and friends, everybody's affected. We all know people who are affected, and I'm very, very fortunate. Over here in Canada, I can't get across the border, I don't think, and I'm certainly not about to try. And even if I did, I wouldn't have anywhere to go. But but I'm very, very fortunate in many, many ways. But lots of us are still affected, and we're affected physiologically, psychologically, emotionally, socially. Some people are affected financially. These are real effects, and they matter a lot. And despite all of that, the obligation we have to the community and the obligation I have to the anthropology graduate student community is not changed by anything that's happened. It's going to take different forms. It has to, but it's not. It's the same commitment. Um, I know how stressful graduate school is, even in the good times. And now, when things are weird and things are bad in other aspects of our lives, it's really important that I not add to that stress by making your lives more complicated. Um, I'm, as always, committed to helping you folks succeed in your graduate programs, regardless of what stage you're at or what you're doing. It's my job to help you succeed, and it's the job of all the faculty to help you succeed. But I think it's really important to take a moment and recognize that helping you succeed in your degrees and your professional goals also requires that we extend our commitment to you as a person and recognize that as individuals, we're all affected in a whole lot of ways by everything that is transpiring right now. Um, Related to that, I think it's okay in the moment to look around and recognize what is and what is not possible. We're in a situation that is rapidly changing, and I think there are some folks who would say, let's just end the semester. Let's just declare this a wash and let's start up again in September. And I understand that position. I mean, part of me, I get that at a visceral level, but then I also know that you guys are professionals and that you guys are here because you have professional goals, and you're not willing to just put those on hold for 6 months or 12 months. I mean, that's not a thing that's realistic to expect of you. It's not what you want. And so we're somewhere between, full steam ahead, everything is normal, and everything is shut down. Um, and so I'm trying to figure out for myself where we're at. And I'm just trying to be frank with you that I don't know where things are going to be in a week's time or 2 weeks' time or 2 months' time. I hope that, within the near future, we'll be looking back at this and saying, well, we made some good decisions, and Wayne State made some great decisions, and that we're looking at the tail end of this. But I don't know that's the case, and I'd be lying to you if I said otherwise. And I'm not interested in lying to you. What I feel more than anything else is a lack of control. There are a lot of things in all of this that we can't control. And I know you must be feeling the same way. I think one of the things we can do, at least to help in this, is just to be in communication with one another. And so firstly, one of the most important things I wanted to do in this message today is to urge you, to encourage you to be in communication with me. If there is something you need, and there's any chance at all that I can help you to get access to it, please, please, please be in touch by email and let me know, or by any other means. You know how to get in touch with me, but email is almost always the best. And I can't promise that I can fix all the world's problems, but I can promise you that I can do my best, and I can let you know what resources exist. And I can be there for you just to listen. I think it's also really, really important to recognize what a strong intellectual and social community we have in anthropology. And I think in the messages that you may have seen, the one that went out for email from our executive committee that Dr. Newman took the lead on, and the chair's message that Dr. Sankar sent out today, these are really powerful statements of our community. And part of that is just getting in touch with one another. And you guys know better than anybody how to get in touch with each other. But I know that we often don't. We often just forget, or, if we're not physically co-present with somebody, it's easy to just kind of forget to send that text, forget to send that Facebook message, forget to do whatever. And I think that's something that we need to be more mindful of right now. I'm trying to be more mindful of it myself, recognizing that we're all trying to care for ourselves at the same time. And then your instructors and your faculty advisors. Now, most of your instructors will already have been in touch with you with respect to your individual courses. As you know, everything is going online. Classes start up again on Monday. We have no idea whether that's going to be a fantastic success or a giant flop. It will almost certainly be somewhere in between. We know there'll be glitches and hitches, and that's just the nature of trying to transition everybody's courses onto online format, and especially at the graduate level. We know that that's imperfect. We know that's not the best way to get you what you need professionally. And then your faculty advisors. Now more than ever, your faculty advisor can be a source of intellectual support and social support. Had some discussions with the department's executive committee and with Dr. Sankar, and we're basically agreed that our goal is for every MA and every PhD student in the department to have a meeting with their faculty advisor within the next 2 weeks, if you haven't done so already. And that could be phone, Zoom, Skype, it could be whatever medium works best for you and your advisor. But we're really committed to that idea that it's pretty easy to, again, with respect to an advisor-advisee relationship, let things go for, a couple of months or something like that. But I think at a time like this, it's really important that we just reach out to everybody and say, hey, we're here. And I know many of you have heard from your advisors already, and others of you are going to be hearing from them imminently. But we want you to know that we take this seriously, and that's part of what you're getting as a graduate student here, is you're getting that contact with a faculty advisor whose job it is to care about you and to care about your intellectual progress, but to care about you as an individual as well. As you know, the department is effectively closed. It's not available for your use right now, and I don't know when it will be available again. But all of us, all of the faculty and all of the staff remain on the job. We're available for you, electronically, by phone. Everything is still going forward albeit in this changed circumstance. I know a lot of you have a lot of questions about funding, about future courses, about events, about anything, about fieldwork. I don't have all the answers, but part of my job over the next several weeks is to be a repository of information and to gather information on your behalf. And so I need to know what you need to know. And the more you can tell me, the more you can help me, the better I'll be able to do my job. Wayne State has a good page of campus resources. If you could just go to the main Wayne State page, they have a coronavirus page that you can have a look at, and it has links and it has information about what's open and what's closed. As you know, that's changed pretty rapidly. Things that we didn't think were going to be closed, like the libraries, are now completely closed. And all kinds of other resources are curtailed or changed in various ways. And that's the best place to find out on a day-to-day basis what is active and what's not at Wayne State. We're also compiling a broad list of resources in the community because we know that in a time when campus resources are limited, that many of you still have needs. And so we're looking to have a broad list of resources available for you so that we can help you get in touch with what you need at a time like this, not only for yourselves, but for yourselves if you need it, but also for those closest to you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up, but the one thing I really want to talk about is sort of the communication plan in the immediate future. You'll have seen from the email that went out to the listserv yesterday that we're having an open Zoom meeting that Dr. Newman is running. This is for all members of the community, undergraduates, graduates, etc. This is an opportunity for us to have a broad, open conversation and just to kind of try to make meaning out of all of this that's going on, and to whatever extent we can. But we recognize that what the needs are of undergraduates are not necessarily what the needs are of graduate students. And so what I've decided to do is my ordinary office hours are on Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. And so I'm just going to do virtual Zoom office hours, basically just have an open stream, and that people will have access to the link and people can come in and out. This is just an opportunity for grad students to come and hang out, and I'll have a coffee more than likely, and I'd share it with you if I could, but I can't, so I won't. And it's just an opportunity for us to sit and talk and recognize that that's a sort of public venue, that there could be many students at any one time. To also know that if what you need is to talk about something confidentially or privately, I'm available individually to talk on the phone, to talk on Zoom, to talk on Microsoft Teams, whatever medium you need, I can accommodate you. Other than physical co-presence. It's the one thing I wish I could do that I can't. But I'm here for you for that as well. Also want to remind everyone that our Twitter and Instagram at Anthro@Wayne are pretty active, and shout out to Georgina, who manages a lot of that stuff. But I know there are lots of students who are contributing to our social media all the time. And lots of faculty are on social media as well, on our own Twitter accounts or whatever. And so, again, it's not normalcy, but it's a little piece of normalcy at a time like this. Last, you should probably expect to continue to get emails from me through the email list. I will promise you that anything that's critical will continue to go through the email list, because that's the one way I know that I can reliably get in touch with all of you without you having to be at a certain place at a certain time or to get information second or third hand, because I don't want that to get in the way of anyone's progress. Lastly, I want to thank you all individually. This community, the community of anthropology students and faculty, is an important source of stability in my life. I mean, we're all in this same chaotic world right now, and being able to do anything for this community is something that really matters to me. And it matters to know that there are people out there who might be hearing this message and might be thinking about how I'm doing as well. By the way, I'm doing fine, and I really, really appreciate everyone for taking the time to listen through this video. It's been about 15 minutes now. I'm going to wrap it up, but I'll be talking to you again. Thanks, everyone.